how do you actually get a report? How do you get the status quo? We're going to go through the FORAGE system. And I know a lot of you have done through this before, but here's the nuts and bolts of how we now represent it. So on the Long Paddock website, up to the FORAGE tab there, or down here on the carousel, will take you to the FORAGE page. In latest on Long Paddock, you'll see there that we relate the new soil phosphorus report. So you can click on that link, it'll take you straight through. And I must say, this has been a very good collaborative process through a number of different funding agencies, DCAP, REEF and MLA, with a lot of cooperation through interdepartmental operators and staff. So currently we have 14 individual FORAGE reports. There they are. I won't go into all of those. We're going to focus today on the soil phosphorus report, which gives you mapping and data tables. As you've seen there before, that Jim showed and Stephen, that's the old map that we had without any data whatsoever. Much to work with for the Gulf and the Cape people. And now we have a full coverage of Queensland. So let's dive into that a little bit further. Our report, once you get it, you'll see this on page 1. We'll have a title. We'll have an introduction. Introduction will relate why we're doing the soil phosphorus report. It is, as Jim has related, the best return on investment for soil phosphorus deficient country, and a little bit about the process there. There's a property location for your property there, and you see the little red cross there. Make sure that's in the right location, that everything's worked well as far as you're getting the report. And we'll go on to the Soil P map itself. Soil P map has 7 categories as opposed to the 5 categories in the last version. That fits in with a lot of the extension material. Goes from acutely deficient, that's 0 to 4 parts per million, to very high, greater than 25 parts per million. You'll see in green there, the green dots, soil P sample sites that we used for the analyses. They're continually being added to by people contributing their data, or our own research sites offering their samples, as well as reanalyzing information samples that from the past from different programs. There's an overlay of the GLM land types, as Jim's related, to get a handle on how they respond. Now, how do we use this? The best use for is to find exactly what your soil P status is, because from that large map you won't be able to focus in, you won't really be able to get that full map and drill into your location and find it on your area and get around to the paddocks. You can see where the soil sample sites are, if there have been any work on your place, or where you might like to take some samples. It's a spatial view of areas of land types. This is for supplementation, as Jim's related, for stock allocation, and legume potential. Page 2, and for those that want to get right into the details of the data, we've got the soil P categories for the land types. So this will give you the values again for the 7 categories. Then we'll break that up into the land types, so you know exactly those land types by area, from highest to lowest, with a total down the bottom. You then go across to all the different categories. We'll list them by hectare, by the land types, and the percentages. So all the hard work, all the maths is done there for the producers and consultants and extension people. So you can see right across the board the variation that the modelling work has done into those land types, and then we can move across into paddocks in a minute. Our use for those is to rank the country, the areas, the land types. and that's to work out what areas of land types and on your property to pasture improve and allocate stock. Now, Stephen touched on the uncertainty map, so a little bit of focus here. Here's Spyglass, and the title there relates the uncertainty, which relates the confidence of the data of map 1. So there's 5 categories as opposed to the 3 categories that were in the previous version, very low to very high. Low uncertainty, you have more confidence in the data of and the shadings of map 1 on page 1. If it's high uncertainty, you have a lower degree of confidence in that. On the map that we see here, it's a low to moderate degree of uncertainty. So we have got a high certainty of page 1 map being correct. Now, this could be due to an absence of, if you have a higher uncertainty, it could be due to an absence of the soil sampling and data availability. As Stephen said, there's a high variability in land type mixes, or because basically the modelling is fitted towards the lower end of soil P, so that we get the best information down the lower end where you need that value. Now here's another place to give you that contrast. So in the blue here on the left here, the page 1 soil map, you can see the very high in blue soil P in basalt soils, and a real hard line here where we see Northern Gulf lower P soils. So if we look over to the right here and we see the soil P data uncertainty, north of the line, hard line here, we have a much lower uncertainty for the Gulf soils, and a little less, a little more uncertainty for the higher soil P. Now, if you've got higher soil P and it's a little bit more uncertain, I'd say that it's a bit of a no-brainer. You're not seeing animals chewing bones or having issues with growth, etc. from there. So you're not looking for the gradations of soil status in those higher areas and along alluvial areas. So how are we going to use the soil P uncertainty map? It's to rate the confidence of the soil P data. And I need to say that you always back up this data with more testing soils, or as Jim related, through inorganic phosphorus testing of the animals before you make large management decisions such as supplement and pasture programs and stock allocation. You really want to make sure what you're doing there. Now, the last bit on the Soil P report are the references which relate the project report and material for further reading. As Jim related, a very good adjunct for your practical use now is a Geo PDF. Now, with every Soil P report, you will get this accessory file added in the email. It's going to look like this. It's the same map as in page 1. If you open it up onto your screen, it has Soil P categories. It has Soil P sample sites. It has paddock inclusions there. But you need an application like Avenza to read that in. And once you download that, you can suck those GeoPDFs in. You use those to assess the on-ground property paddock areas, identify extra sample sites, and it's available with other forage reports such as ground cover reports, our FBC woody cover report, fire scar reports. And it is really good to have that on your device to be able to travel around, and very accurate to look into the landscape, the land types, the soil types, and the your soil P. Note there's no legend. You need to have a hard copy with you to look at that legend, or have the PDF report open on your device so you can switch there and know exactly what those shadings are. Now you say, how do I get those paddocks onto my property? Well, another great tool in the long paddock forage lineup is the My Forage online property mapper. You open that tool up. You'll be able to import property or paddock shape files if you already have those, or you can draw your own property boundaries or establish that lot on plan, your boundaries into paddocks with the tools that are there. It's a pseudo GPS GIS approach. You can add waters and exclusion zones. You can cut off mine sites or areas that animals don't graze. You can show changes of land types, pasture species, and land condition there that will assist our modelling. You can start another project up and do a what if scenario, save that project. You can export those files as shape files or KMLs that can be used in other programs. Best thing is you can order all those forage reports direct from that report, from that program, and you will be able to get the representation of the paddocks on those reports that have images. You'll also get a PDF, GeoPDF, that will relate those paddocks for those attributes. And if you want to watch the video and view the guides, that's the front page of the screen there of the video. Now, so you want to get that report. This is how you do it. Go to the Forage tab. You can see up there, it will take you through to this screen. On the left-hand side there, you'll have all the different reports that you can read up about the reports. Have a look at the report example. And on the main section here, you've got drop-down menus. Order as many reports as you like. This time it's just the phosphorus report. Specify the location, the lot on plan if you know it. If you don't, you can put your property name in here or the road address. It will take it up, or simply select the property from the map, click around, add those lots on plan. Put your email address in, your property name label, submit that, and you'll get a message up like this that says you've submitted it successfully. To date, our progress for the Soil P report, well, we first brought this out in December 22. So it's been around for a little while now. It's been highly successful because we've sent out over 2,500 reports to date. In the last quarter, 390, and the new version of the Soil P was brought out just before Christmas in December. We have a customer focus. There were 70 odd reports of requests, and we held off for the Gulf and Peninsula that weren't available. We held on to those, and we've delivered those now. And for your awareness, it'd be a good idea if you've got the new report, even though if you've got the old ones, request a new report and just see what the new modelling has done into the new categories and the new uncertainty, and you'll get a GeoPDF as well. For Soil P information, see the FAQs, frequently asked questions, and there's new decap fact sheets there that relate some of the information that Jim mentioned into a simple 2-page fact sheets, which might be about grazing management strategies to improve your drought resilience, and oversowing native pastures with stylos with phosphorus. This is a location of those reports. So for requesting your forage soil phosphorus property report, you click on any of those links there, go through to the Long Paddock website, and remember, it's all free.